So I was reading through some of the comments yesterday, and I saw somebody put, you know why I like Andy? Because I feel like he's the only one who doesn't work for the sports books. You got that right. I told you, I'm not even a gambler. I'm a sniffer. You want me out of these books? This isn't my lane. If one TV network calls me, one, I'm out of here. You'll never see me again. There's going to be no sniffs. It's going to be gone. So if you're a sports book and I've been crippling you, like yesterday when I told everybody to take Chandler Stevenson 2+ points and the Vegas Golden Knights to win over at Bet Rivers for plus 525. And then the night before, they're just smacking massive same game parlays. If you're a sports book and you want me to not be giving out these picks, do yourself a favor, call NBC, get them to greenlight my Charles in Charge reboot that I'm trying to get going, where I'm going to play Charles, and I'll never do this again. You got that right, sir. Because I'm not a gambler, I'm a sniffer. And I was sniffing up and down that ice last night, and I've been giving you guys the keys to the Cadillac, 2+ points for Stevenson and a Vegas Golden Knights win. That's plus 525. That's not some intro to gambling 101 bet. That is an advanced snakery bet. And then in the Edmonton game, take your goddamn hat off for Odd Shopper Premium. And I mean it. Area 51, it came out with that silent fighter jet. I know the Manhattan Project happened nearby down there somewhere, and now they're just blasting out winners. They gave you that Edmonton puck line, and it hit for you. Then I tried to use that. I tried to use that to guide a bet. I told you to just take any one of those secondary players. Congratulations to anybody out there who took Evan Bouchard, 2+ points. Because what did he do? One on the power play, like a free power play point, and then one earlier in the game. But how about the Senators losing to, the Carolina? Andy, how could you go back to Carolina? Because they're going to be looking down at you and the teams you like in the standings like this. That's how they're going to be looking at your favorite team come April. They're going to be just fine. They know what they're doing. You've never had your car. Now compare the two. So here on a Wednesday, not a huge slate of games, but we have a team who we always rely on so far early in this year. And I knew not to give them Saturday and over the weekend when they played the Islanders and Rangers, but we're going to start in a place where dreams come true. Some dreams, even more dreams get ruined there, but they don't really tell you about that. And that's Los Angeles, where the Kings are taking on the Jets, who played the previous night. And we're just this is rolling storms meeting each other in the right area. The perfect storm, Shooter McGavin in that scene that I showed you last year, but I don't feel like re-digging up. And that is a team who played last night without their top player. They've lost Kyle Connor. And some teams have a top player, but some teams have a top player by a mile. And Kyle Connor is out for an extended period of time with a knee issue. And they're going in to LA. The only mild concern for me is sometimes after a road trip, that first game back, you start off a little slow. But if they're going to start off a little slow, at least you know in that back half of the game where they get their legs going, they'll be able to theoretically catch up if they do happen to fall behind. You saw that in all three of those games. The teams who played the previous night, they all essentially had a lead. You had the Rangers, they found themselves trailing the Leafs, but man, it was 4-1 and they got it to 4-3, and then only because there was a power play, they were able to hold them off. But the other two, Arizona had a 2-1 lead, ended up losing. You had Vegas, who played Calgary, and Calgary had many leads, but in the end didn't have enough. They lost. Two of the three teams lost on that second half of back-to-backs. Winnipeg is on the second half of back-to-back, playing against essentially our favorite team. I'm going with the LA Kings, and I'm going with that same bet that we did last night and last week. Kempe, 2+ points, and an LA Kings win. This is not the optimal scenario to do that, because Winnipeg, you know these unders. So take this one. We can do that. I got another one for you, but if you want to do that, how about this? Kempe, 1 point with a Kings win, or just the Kings win. But if you want to take the 2+ points, you go over to Bet Rivers. That's what you do, and that's how you build those massive numbers. 2 points for Kempe and a Kings win, but really kind of hold the brakes on that one. That one, we got another one coming right after this where we could take advantage of that. So give me just the Kings to win in that one. Then we're going to Odd Shopper Premium, who's just dealing us blackjack. We're on a blackjack shoe where they just keep dealing us blackjack. Let me go back to last week. Over in Senators Rangers, over in Buffalo Detroit, Islanders by 2 over Columbus, Islanders plus 1.5 the other night against Toronto, now minus 1.5 Oilers. They are raking for us. Salute to those over at Area 51. You know what they got for you tonight? You're going to love this one. The team that really, they're worth the price of admission, because when you go out, you want to have yourself a good time. When you spend a night out, you want to say, oh, it was the highs and the lows, and that's exactly what the Colorado Avalanche give you when they play for years now. But Odd Shop Premium is telling us that the minus 1.5 is a good play, and here's why I agree. We know they had that mini losing streak. They got those defensemen back. They got some of those players back who can help them score, and we saw them score. They had a tough come-from-behind victory against Calgary. Usually, the trajectory, loss, overtime loss, tough loss, close win, then usually it's a pretty big win after that. Plus, I'm spanking the teams that have been giving everybody problems. And I'm going to be betting against the Buffalo Sabres. Last game, we were on the Sabres. We were very correct. Now we're going against the Sabres with courtesy of Odd Shopper Premium Assist. Now I can go over there to Bet Rivers and add somebody for 2+ points. Whether it's Makar, because Makar's back to half of a point. So whether you want to go 2+ points for Makar, I mean, there are many opportunities here. If you think this goes the ruckus route, you can go 2 points for Makar, Avalanche minus 1.5. And if you have the balls, the Sabres are going to score 1 goal or 2. How about we throw in a little Tage Thompson point or a Rasmus Dahlin point? The only reason I don't want to take Makar for 2 points and then Dahlin, all these defenseman points, Tage Thompson for a point, 2 points for Makar, and minus 1.5 for the Colorado Avalanche. You can do that over at Bet Rivers, where if you go there, your first bet's going to be risk-free, up to 500 in some states, 250 in other states, 100 in some other states. The only way you'll know how much it is if you click the link down in the description of this video. It will take you to Bet Rivers, and whatever state you're in, it will show you how much your first bet is risk-free. So definitely take advantage of that. We've smacked one last night, and we smacked it the night before. Risk-free is the way to be when we're throwing these big same-game parlays in there that are happening. It's another Pirates week, by the way. Pirates be receiving gold these last 2 weeks here on the Odd Shopper channel, which you should absolutely be subscribed to. Always remember, if you guys tick in the middle of the night because there are bets and numbers flying around your head, you might have a gambling problem. And if you do, make sure you call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. So minus 1.5 Odd Shopper Premium. I do have to bring up this Devils-Bruins game. Typically, if you've ever watched me in a video, I'll always trust the defensive team over the offensive team, and a team with goaltending and defense over an offensive team without defense and without goaltending, especially in the playoffs, especially in games that matter. However, with that said, the Boston Bruins are going to be without their top defenseman in Charlie McAvoy and their top center in Pavel Zacha. Now, when you think about how they lost their top 2 centers going into the year, now they've lost their top center. They're going to be extremely thin. But I do want to say, the problem is, I still believe without all these players, if they grab a lead, they'll just play defense and it will be tough to come back on them. Meanwhile, if the Devils go up, they can blow all sorts of leads. The Devils are so untrustworthy, but I lean towards them in this video and on this night simply because I just feel like we're getting a good price to have the Bruins on the road without McAvoy, without their top center, so they'll have to rejuggle the lines. I'm going to hesitantly take the New Jersey Devils, lean Devils. Then one thing that I guess we got to bring up are those New York Islanders, who have one regulation loss in 13 games, which just sounds bizarre and seems bizarre because anybody who said, like, what do you mean I bet on them? I feel like they blew a 3-goal lead and lost against the Sharks. Yeah, they have one regulation loss in 13 games, which is wild. They're playing the Anaheim Ducks, who are just in an absolute free fall, have like one win in their last 12. You know, I see that 6 once again. Look at all these Islander games other than that 3-2 Kings game. Usually if these Isles are going under, it's because they're trailing and another team's shutting them down, which can happen. But when the Isles have leads, they just evaporate. Doesn't matter. They could be playing a bottom team like the Sharks, and it seems to happen. So I'm looking at that over 6 once again, and if it was a team just even a hair better than Anaheim. Anaheim has a collection. Their GM has to be the worst GM in the entire NHL. Every person who I've singled out as like, oh, he's one of the worst players in the league, they've signed as unrestricted free agents. Longtime watchers of my video knows the name Ryan Strome has made you thousands of dollars. Throughout those playoffs, 2 years ago, thousands of dollars. In those same playoffs, on a separate team, Alex Killorn made you thousands and thousands. He scored 0 goals throughout the entirety of the playoffs, and they made the Stanley Cup final. We were raking on his under on points. And their GM signed both of them as unrestricted free agents. Killorn in a massive deal. It's absolutely hilarious. So if they fall behind, I don't know if I trust these guys to come back. But the Isles D has been so leaky that I am very tempted to once again go over 6 because their power play has been clicking and that top line has especially been clicking. So the Isles might be able to get there on their own. So maybe something like that Columbus game. I'm tempted to take the over, and you can once again go over to Bet Rivers. You can take Isles to win, and you can take, let's go Nelson, because he scores in bunches and he had a couple points. Nelson 2 points, Isles win, and you're going to be looking at some nice plus money. That is what I have for you here on a Wednesday. Another great day. Another great day. What did we miss? Rangers? Anything? Did we miss anything else other than Rangers? We are raking here in this second quarter. Good luck to you. Better luck to me. Make sure you are subscribed to the Odd Shopper channel. Couple treat things I got to ask you. Number 1, like and comment on this video. If you're a new person, welcome here. We call you Westworld viewers, where you went to YouTube and you typed NHL Bets. I've never had such a generic search in my life, but if you did, then you're just a regular Westworld searcher, and I'm happy to have you here. You can comment below. I am a Westworld searcher, and I'm happy to be here. So if you can like and comment on this video, it will keep me at number 1 in these NHL Daily Family Feud rankings. I don't want to see somebody come up behind me. You know what I always hated on Family Feud? How the crowd talks like zombies from World War Z when they reveal the answers that nobody got. You know, like, oh, let's see what neither team got. Bing! Dartboard! Why don't they just go dartboard? But why is it like dartboard? They sound like Resident Evil zombies, and I never understood why. Second thing that I want you to do is subscribe to my YouTube page. How can you do that? By clicking on my name in blue in the title of this video. That will take you directly to my YouTube page. You can subscribe there and then watch my long-form NHL show called Pickin' Corners on Friday nights, where I give a basic overview of the weekend's games and talk about sniff theory in general. Also, come follow me on social media. It's at Andy Francis on all platforms. We got that Odd Shopper Premium available for you in the description of this video as well. All the relevant links are down there. Promo code Andy saves you 20%. I'm going to see if I can change that to promo code SNIFF. So you see how Odd Shopper's doing for us, Odd Shopper Premium with NHL. So it may be worth your investment to check that out. I will be back with you guys tomorrow, where we got a bigger Thursday slate. Looking forward to it. I will see you then.